Ojos en mi amor mío. Alright, so if you've watched the trade recap, you're wondering, did they give you the email? Where's the email? Where's the email? You know? Passed my first account, bro. We just got it, baby. Just got it. Just got it. Now, let me go make the video how I passed my combine. Look at that, baby. Look at that activation right there. Finish. This looks clean, I won't lie. It looks clean. Damn, I should have journaled the trade, bro. Alright guys, so I just got back from the gym. I want to talk to you guys about why I passed this combine, how I passed this combine, how my life is changing. You know, soon we're going to be on the funded and we're going to replicate the results, and we're going to have just nothing but positive results, and we're going to be continuing to grow and continue to get better, because I've done this once, do it again. All you have to do is take good trades, and that's all it is. But how did I pass my combine? You know, like I made a video before. This is like the retake, because the first one I didn't like, you know, it wasn't genuine enough. Here's what the steps that I took to pass my first combine. I've been trading for 2 years, about to be 3 years, going into January with ICT concepts, and it took me a very, very long time from, you know, strategy hopping from here to there, to using this concept, to using this one with ICT, you know, from the power 3, 10 a.m. open, you know, looking for the, you know, the power 3, you know, Judah swing, catching that, you know, the little fake move, to 930 Judah swings, you know, market open, and then to market maker models, to the 22 model, to the inversion for Veliot model, to, you know, all these different models. There's so much. There's like a catalog with ICT, bro. And I know someone made a website of just ICT, you know, an ICT catalog, like an ICT dictionary or something, bro. Someone made it, and I remember looking at it a long time ago, and I was just like laughing, bro. It's like a library. He has like a library, bro. You can just like choose which book you want to like read and like study more with his concepts, which is pretty cool. And it's amazing that he has it out there for free. He has changed the game drastically. I know a lot of people think, you know, like, oh, if everybody's using ICT concepts, the market's not gonna, you know, they're not gonna work no more. The markets are gonna change, the algorithm's gonna change. But I promise you, it's not going to change based off of the psychological aspect. And everybody trades differently. What I saw today and how I took that trade to pass the combine, somebody could have traded longs. I took shorts. Somebody could have taken the longs to where I shorted from. You know, like there's so many different ways of trading using his concepts, and there's so many other concepts to use to trade. You know, it's not going to change based off of, you know, like what one person is showing online. No matter how many subscribers he gains, no matter how many, you know, followers and views he gets, you know, the markets won't change. You know, there's always that shiny object. You know, maybe it's before this it was like support and resistance 10 years ago. Now it's ICT. Maybe next year or in the next decade or so is going to be a new concept that somebody forms and transitions, like, you know, majority of the audience to. Today I did pass it, and this month I've been all green. I've had some break evens, but I haven't really taken a daily loss. I've taken losses throughout the day, but I recouped them and I make it back. Not revenge trading. You know, some trades I do notice that it tends to be more of a revenge trade, and I do move the stops to break even, or I just don't add as much size to the position, because I feel my intuition is telling me like, hey, this is not one of the setups that you would genuinely like take if you were on an express. And that's the mindset shift you have to pass a combine. If you've never passed a combine before, you know, like if you've never passed it and you've never proven it to yourself, that mental barrier is going to be there. So don't try to, I wouldn't say don't try, but like just know, like if you're trying to pass it in 2 days or like, you know, in a week, it's gonna put a lot more of a mental strain on, you know, like your psychology. If you never passed one before, you know, like you're gonna be questioning, doubting. You take a losing trade, you know, you're gonna blow it. You take a winning trade, you're gonna be too happy, too excited, and then eventually the next day you're gonna go into it and just blow it all. You know, I've been there. You know, I've been trading combines for like the past 3 months, and one thing that I was doing was risking heavy. I was risking like 3% only because I had a strategy, I had a system, I back tested it. I was like, all right, let's get to it. Come on, let's pass it. And I flopped. One day, you know, I'd be up 3%, I would make 3%. And then the next day I'll blow it, or the next week I'll blow it, the next couple days. I just told myself this time around, whenever I blew my previous one in the end of October, that this November, that I'm just going to follow my rules, have good risk management, only risk 1% per trade idea, not limit myself to one trade, because my model can present itself on those really good days multiple times, you know. So if I take a loss or I take a break even, I'm willing to get back in and only risking 1%, you know. And I had my daily loss limit for 2%. And if I took two losses in a row, call it a day there. And if I reached that objective, my account would be locked out. But if I took a W, or if I took a break even trade and my model just wasn't presented, you know, for the rest of the day, and it was just one of those days where it wasn't really high quality, I would just walk away and, you know, take my break even or my win, my small win. And then but the days that I did win at first, my first trade, it would usually be a good amount, so then I would just lock the account and call it a day there. The second step to passing the account was having good risk management and following my motto, bro. Like that's really it, you know, like follow, be disciplined, stay consistent, take the good trades that you would take. You know, the mindset, again, the mindset shift was long-term. I'm long-term thinking, like I'm being patient, I'm waiting for my setup, and if I don't see it, I move on with my day, you know. Or if I see it and I take it but I hit break even, or if I, you know, if I lose or if I win, I just call it a day and I move on. You know, I'm not really trying to force anything anymore. I'm just following my system because I know what I'm looking for. If you know what you're looking for, there's no point of trying to, you know, like there's no point of like having a machine gun and shooting all your bullets, you know, and only hitting the target, you know, a couple of times. I'd rather be a sniper, aim for accuracy, and hit my target every single time. And at times I will miss, but majority of the time I will hit. And that's very important, understanding your data, collecting data, and that's really a game changer. I'm making a video soon about data collection. I created like a new playbook. My journal's still the same, but I added a little bit of a touch, I guess. That's really it. But the playbook is what changed, and I created a new playbook. Video will be out soon. So yeah, number one is having good risk management. That's very, very important, especially if you've never passed a combine. Take your time, don't try to rush it, because again, it's very hard mentally. The mental barrier is going to be there, the self-limiting beliefs are going to be there, and that's why ICT and like other people just tell you like take it slow and just aim for consistency, because it's true, bro. Once you have that consistency and you know what you're looking for and like you continue taking that, you build repetition, and like your brain, it's like weird, like your brain understands what you're looking for. Anything that doesn't fit that criteria, you're okay with walking away and understanding that then the next day maybe you'll see something better or it'll be presented. Number two is understanding what you're looking for and having a system. So like having a model, understanding what you're looking for, using data collection in a journal. You know, like what's the point of having a trading model or like, you know, yeah, a trading model or a system, and if you don't collect data on it? Like I see, you know, a lot of people not journaling, or I just don't see them, like maybe they are but maybe they're not. On their trader recaps, they don't really journal, they don't really show data collection. Maybe that's behind the scenes, maybe behind the scenes they're journaling, but yeah, journaling, collecting data, your model, understanding your trading approach to the next level. Number three is thinking long term, bro. Like if you think long term, because again, I'm doing my series Road to 100K, but I'm thinking long term, I'm not thinking short term. That short term mindset of trying to pass the account as soon as possible, doing this and that, you know, like that's going to ruin your results. You know, long term, you have to think about long term, be patient, you know, waiting. That's majority of the game, you know, in trading, just waiting for your setup, waiting for the days that are high probability and letting your winners run, letting that position run, bro. It's very difficult to be consistent if you're always allowing, you know, like bad days to eat up your wins on the good days. So thinking long term, being patient, having that long term vision, bro. Don't risk only because you want to reach your goal sooner. You know, it doesn't make sense. Take your time, pace yourself, be consistent, and understand that over time those small wins will compound and you will get to where you want to be in life. And it's simple as that. Yeah, that's really it. Like, don't strategy up, don't try to go and do this and that, collect data, backtest, risk an amount that you feel comfortable losing. Don't try to go and risk like, you know, 2% or $1,000 if you don't feel comfortable losing that. What I felt comfortable with was 500 when I was on the combine. You also have to realize that it's a combine, it's an eval, it's a paper, you know, account. It's not real, but you want to be aiming for consistency, good risk management. You know, like you're trying to pass it soon, but with good risk management and a good approach. You're not trying to pass it, you know, like just getting lucky, I guess. You know, you want to prove to yourself that you can do it consistently if you've never done it before. Yeah, you know, like you want to eliminate that mental barrier. Pass a combine, you don't really feel much. I don't feel much. I feel like it's gonna be the same if I do get a payout. I probably won't feel much. Like you get a little excited here and there, but after, you know, like maybe like a couple hours go by, you go to the gym, you go for a run or something, you exercise, you know, you probably meditate after. You don't really feel much. I won't lie, you don't feel much. I don't know why. Like, I guess I have read in the book that the process is what you love more than the outcome. And it's true, bro. Like the process of like taking those good trades, following my rules, following my system is what made me feel excited, that made me feel happy, that made me feel that joy, that excitement, that you know, that eagerness, that pump, you know. But then now after, you know, looking at it, when I have the outcome, I really don't feel much. I don't feel any different than I felt before, you know, like last night. You know, I feel the same. I'll make another video if I do get a payout, my first ever payout trading. I do see myself heading in the right direction towards profitability. This month and last month combined, if I was just following the model, sticking to it, we would definitely be up. You know, that's all it is. Just follow your model, follow your system, take good trades, have good risk management. Oh, another one, number 5. I can't forget this one. This one is for the people that are still watching. Discretion. Before this, I was trying to trade mechanically on my previous account, but I wasn't able to obtain the results I want, like right now, because I was trading mechanically. I was systemized way too much. I was focusing on, I need this confluence, I need this one, I need this one before I take the trade, and that isn't ideal. Sometimes you need a hybrid, you know, approach where you have a mechanical approach, but then you also have a discretion approach. Like certain setups I take when I have only these confluences, and I'm still willing to take them because they're still good, you know. But then I also have, you know, it's weird. Like I don't try to rule base myself, but I kind of do. Like I need to see, you know, this confluence to form to then take this entry. You know, I need an inversion for belly gap to form to take the entry. I need an internal sweep, or I need an SMT. You know, I need certain things to take an entry, but I don't need the overall picture to be like, take this entry. You know, like I don't need this. I don't need to like time frame align this, that, this, that, this, that. No, I just need this and then that, and then I take the entry. And it's simple. I don't try to overcomplicate it. Keep it simple. Keep it sweet. Keep it concise. Don't try to make too many, you know, barriers, this and that into your trading, because then that's where everything tends to like fall apart. You become too systemized, and then you break your rules because you have too many rules, and then it just doesn't work. You know, I've tried it. In my approach, I like mixing it. I like having mechanical approaches and like rule-based systems, but then also discretion in there. You know, like I can see a setup playing out, even if it doesn't have these type of confluences, but it has this one, I'll take it. You know, I'm not really against it, and that's really it. So yeah, peace.